And you were talking about, you know, if we want to preserve this music, we have to take it on ourselves to do the work to keep that going. And one of the things that, you know, JazzMemes has taught my brother and I is just that there is an audience. The biggest hurdle for jazz was just not being where the jazz audience was.
Right.
The audience is now a new age. Okay, go where they are.
Right.
Don't sit not where they're at and say, why aren't you over here?
Yeah, and I also think one thing that we're removing, Chase, is we're removing the reality that there's a lot of people who not experienced this music and not experienced it on a high level. Like, so for instance, I was just early this year, I was asked to go, it wasn't Dubai, it was Saudi Arabia. I did a whole thing there, and it was actually for a science conference. And the theme was personalized medicine. And so they asked me to come over and to literally bring a quartet. And we basically did our whole, you know, jazz education and performances for a whole group of scientists. And these are some of the leading scientists in the world. They all come together. I mean, matter of fact, that group is probably the ones that are working on this vaccine, right? And it was really deep to be around like 250 of some of the most brilliant minds scientifically in the world. And many of them had never really heard jazz and experienced it. But I'll tell you, at the end of our concert, because we ended up doing a concert on the campus, and I think it ended up being probably over 500 people there, every one of them were like, man, we've never experienced it quite like this, but now we're hooked. So to your point, I think one of the big things that we remove as jazz musicians is we sometimes can be a little elitist, and we think that everybody's checked it out or everybody knows who Diz is and Bird is. There's still people that don't know what the hell this music is. And then the other thing is there are a lot of people who have not experienced it in a really powerful way. Like, I've gone into nursing homes, I've gone into projects, I've even gone to Rikers Island, and I've done a show for, you know, some of the inmates, and they're like, yo, man, you just changed my whole day. So I still think there are people that are not exposed to this thing in the way that we know it can be. So yeah, we gotta do more work out there about just getting it out there, as opposed to just like, oh man, nobody digs jazz and, you know, oh me, oh my. Man, there's somebody being born right now that's never heard a jazz record. You know,
yeah, exactly.
So I think so. To me, let's go and find that group, or even the people at the personalized medicine. I met people that were 50, 60 years old that we were their first jazz show. So I still think there's a lot of, you know, as we say in the church world, a lot more evangelizing we need to be doing. Jazz evangelism, you know.